Hi, my name is Cynthia Cote, and this evening I'd like to talk to you about communication, and in particular, communication in my own relationship with my husband. Um, I know that this vlog in particular wanted us to be very specific about um, an event, and I'm not necessarily sure I can be that specific, but I would like to start by saying that my husband and I have been married for um, 14 years, and we've been together for 18 years. And in that time, we have done a lot of growing, and there have been a lot of lessons that had to be learned, and a lot of marriage counseling. So I'm going to take it back to the beginning when we first started dating, and social media was very new. That kind of was, I think, the first really big conflict that we had with each other. In particular, because social media was brand new, and it was something that both of us really didn't understand. And then on top of that, our relationship was pretty new. And so there were several times where we got in arguments about people that he was talking to or that he was interacting with. And it was very difficult for me to effectively communicate that with him. And I held a lot of resentment, and I was not effective in my communication at all. I was just not talking about it, and it turned into a really big point of contingency in our relationship. So that was kind of maybe the beginning of this sort of learning experiment that we had to do for each other. So it started there, and then it continued to get harder as time went on. We were just not effective communicators with each other. We did not know how to tell the other person that we were upset or that we were mad or that something was going on. And both of us kind of held it in until the point of, okay, now we're really mad at each other and we're talking about these things in a really explosive manner. And I think that once you're at that point in a relationship, it's very difficult to come down and try to understand each other. So it took about 2 years, but I think we ended up in therapy and counseling with a wonderful therapist who has given us a lot of skills on how to be better communicators with each other and how to talk about problems when a problem arises. So, for example, when we became parents, that really changed the way that we communicate again. So it went from something simple like social media to something much bigger, which was having a child. And when you have a child, you have to be effective communicators in a totally different way. Everybody has different parenting styles. They have different ways that they want to do things. They have different values. They were raised differently. And certainly, my husband and I were raised very different. And so there had to be a lot of conversation and a lot of talks about what we feel like is a good way to parent, where the other person isn't getting their feelings hurt. I think that at the end of the day, if you can have these tools and really learn to talk to one another, you will be able to go quite far in your relationship. But I think that when you are nonverbal and you're not communicating this, whether that be an intimate relationship with somebody or a relationship that you have with a friend or a coworker, people don't read minds, and you have to be an effective communicator. So I think